Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to give you an update on all the major highway projects going on in Jamaica. Now we have a few projects going on rebuilding our highways. We are on Highway 2000 East-West leg, and that project is to build a highway from Kingston to Montego Bay. Now currently the Maypen to Mandeville leg of the highway is being built, and that section is over 90% complete, and it's on track to be finished by August 2023 of this year. So you'll be able to drive from Kingston to Mandeville in 45 minutes. A game changer. It's a toll road, and they're building the toll plazas. Everything should be completed by August 2023. We have videos up going into more detail on that project. Another highway project that's going on is to build a highway from Kingston to Montego Bay. Sorry guys. To build a highway from Kingston to Port Antonio. More specifically from Harborview in St. Andrew to Port Antonio in Portland. That one is a Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. That project is also being done in phases, in sections. And the entire highway is 132 kilometers of road. The section from Kingston to Yalos is the first major section that's going to be completed, and that will be done by August of this year. Now, as to whether it's finished by August, we're not sure. There's a lot of work to be done, but they're making progress, but it should be finished sometime this year. And they have other sections that are being worked on. The highway from Maypen to Mandeville is actually 28 kilometers of highway road. And that one is the one we said which should be finished in August of this year. Now they have plans for other highways in Jamaica. For instance, let's talk about the coastal highways first. So you have the highway from Kingston to Montego Bay. That one is going to go from Kingston to St. Elizabeth in a westerly direction, and then cut north from St. Elizabeth back to Montego Bay. That's the design of that highway. And then you have the coastal highways, which run from along the coast. So you have the Kingston to Port Antonio highway, which is being done now. And then you have a highway from Port Antonio to Negril, which is called a Northern Coastal Highway. Now that highway is finished, but it's going to be upgraded, and they're in the planning phase for that now. So it's going to go from 2 lanes to 4 lanes from the Ocho Rios to Montego Bay section. And then, so the Southern Coastal Highway takes you from Kingston to Port Antonio, and then the Northern Coastal Highway takes you from Port Antonio to Negril. And then from Negril to St. Elizabeth, they are building another highway. That one has not started yet, and it's a Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project Phase 2. That one hasn't started yet, but it's to run along the coast from Negril to St. Elizabeth. Now that highway was to go from Negril to Manchester, but it was changed because the alignment of the Kingston to St. Elizabeth highway changed. So the Negril to St. Elizabeth highway will be built along the coast, and then it will join with the Highway 2000 somewhere in the St. Elizabeth area. And then from there you can go from St. Elizabeth to Montego Bay on the Highway 2000, or you can go from St. Elizabeth to Kingston on Highway 2000. So it makes more sense to join up the highways like that. And then Highway 2000 has another section now, which is Mount Peliot to Montego Bay. Now that section is being done through the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project, where they're going to be building toll plazas and bypasses for Anchovy and Long Hill. Now that section of the highway should start sometime this year, and it's in the planning phase now. So basically, we have two major highway networks, the coastal highways and Highway 2000. So that's an update on all those projects. We will do individual videos on each project and go into more details, but this is just an overview of how far the highways have reached. So to summarize, Highway 2000, which runs Kingston to Montego Bay, goes Kingston to St. Elizabeth, then St. Elizabeth to Montego Bay. That highway, the Kingston to Maypen leg is finished. The Maypen to Mandeville leg is all over 90% finished, and then the Mandeville to St. Elizabeth leg the planning stage, it's going to start later this year with the planning stage, which will take about 2 years, and then the St. Elizabeth to Mount Pelion section has to be built, and then the Mount Pelion to Montego Bay section is being done under the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project, which the physical construction should start later this year. The coastal highway now, which is the one that runs along the coast, the Harborview to Port Antonio leg is on the way, and some sections will finish August of this year, and the entire highway is scheduled to finish in 2025. And then you have the Northern Coastal Highway that will meet the Southern Coastal Highway in Port Antonio. That highway runs from Port Antonio to Negril. Now the busiest section of that highway, which is Ocho Rios to Montego Bay, is going to be upgraded to 4 lanes, and that highway, that project is still in the planning phase and should get started very soon. And then from Negril to St. Elizabeth, you're going to have another highway, but that highway has not started. It's just on paper, and that's the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project Part 2. And that is where the Coastal Highway will meet Highway 2000 in St. Elizabeth, and that will be how you get to both major cities in Jamaica from St. Elizabeth to Montego Bay via Highway 2000, or St. Elizabeth to Kingston via that road. Alright guys, so that's just an update on the major highway projects in Jamaica. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day.